All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Gen716 back here again, and today we got to quickly recap the Super Bowl game between the Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers. This was the 54th edition of the Super Bowl, and I thought it was a good game overall. I know the scoreboard will say differently, but the game was really, really good overall. I enjoyed the halftime show, which I haven't enjoyed the halftime show since Prince did it. So I thought that overall wise, this was a really, really good Super Bowl. I think the only crappy part about the Super Bowl was the commercials. The commercials were garbage, in my opinion. It hasn't been right in years, but besides that, the Super Bowl event was great. But just talking about this game, the Kansas City Chiefs, man. I mean, what a resilient football team this is, man. I mean, this team has gone through so much adversity throughout the entire season. I'm sorry, not just through the season, but yeah, some parts of the season and then in the playoffs. I mean, this team has gone through so much damn adversity. It doesn't make any sense. You're talking about three times this team were down by 10 points or more in each of their three postseason games, and they came back and won. They were down by 24 points and came back to beat Houston. They were down by 10 points by Derrick Henry in a surging hot Tennessee football team, and then you're down by 10 points to the best team in the NFC, right? A team with the best defense in the NFL in the San Francisco 49ers. Their offense and their run game were clicking in all cylinders. And this team and Patrick Mahomes playing arguably one of the worst games of the season. And this team finds a way to win. They always find a way to win. And this was something that I kept talking about when I was going through these Chiefs recap games, is that no matter how much this team is down, this team will always find a way to come back and win the game. It's crazy. This team has gone through so much. You have to play the Kansas City Chiefs for all four quarters. You just can't play them 1 quarter, 2 quarters, or 3 quarters. You're going to have to play 100%. You're going to have to be on your A game all freaking 4 quarters. Otherwise, this team is going to find a way to come back and win. Right, the Chiefs, they don't have the best defense in the world. Their offense is very, very explosive, but even they can. We saw today they can get out of tune, and we even saw them during the postseason that they can definitely get out of tune. But they just find a way to win. I mean, the Chiefs just had the key ingredient for this year to win the Super Bowl. They had great coaching. They had elite quarterback play. Their defense can make plays for them, and their offense is super explosive. The only key thing I thought they were missing was just maybe a big-time running back, right? They had to use LaShawn McCoy, who was inactive and active at times. Damian Williams is a guy that, I would say he's more of a flex, right? He's more of a guy that you can use him more out of the backfield more than I would say just giving him the ball 20, 15, 20 times a game. But he was a very, very solid contributor. But the only big thing I thought they were missing was maybe just a really, really great running back, right? Kareem Hunt was that guy, right? I said last year, if Kareem Hunt never would have got suspended, the Chiefs would have won on and they would have won the Super Bowl. That's the only thing they were missing, was just an elite run game. I thought that the Chiefs would have won the Super Bowl if Kareem Hunt was there for them. But, man, I mean, this team just had it all. San Francisco, this team, to be honest with you, I don't know what the hell happened in the second half. I mean, the Chiefs just took advantage of the opportunities. Their defense stepped up in critical situations, and they just made more plays. I mean, they just made more plays than San Francisco. The first half, San Francisco just looked, not the first half, but the third quarter. The third quarter, they just looked like the better team. The third quarter, they just looked like the better team. This team was up 20-10 in the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, and you just thought that San Francisco was pulling away. It's this late in the game. The running attack with Mostert and Tevin Coleman is the offensive what the offensive line was doing to Chris Jones and company up there and Kitchens and those guys. This offensive line was moving. Deebo Samuel, who had the ball a lot as far as jet sweeps and as far as motioning him around and using him in the slot, he was getting it going for a little bit. But you just saw some of these playmakers on both the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball make plays, right? You saw Fred Warner. He had an interception, one of the best coverage linebackers in the NFL. Nick Bosa had a strip sack in this game. DeForest Buckner I think he had a couple sacks this game. He made plays. The San Francisco 49ers just looked like the more talented team. They looked better. But this Kansas City team just kept fighting. They were just so damn resilient. Mahomes, again, playing one of the worst games, I think, definitely of the postseason. And he comes back in the fourth quarter. And he underthrows Tyreek Hill on a 2nd and 15, which was very, very crucial because Tyreek Hill, again, that was a huge play if he would have made that catch in 2nd and 15, but the ball was so underthrown. And then all of a sudden, Tyreek Hill runs a post. The ball is still underthrown. Like, Tyreek Hill has to wait at least 2 seconds for the ball to come to him. And Tyreek Hill made that catch, and then that was pretty much the momentum spark. I mean, this team, Kansas City, they look for a spark. That's all they need. All they need is a spark, and it's Kansas City just goes. It's almost impossible to stop this team once this team gets going. And again, that's just the making of a football team. No matter how much they're down by, they're all, if you're a Kansas City fan, you're going to believe in your team. You're going to believe that for what you've seen over the last 3 weeks, that Kansas City will find a way to come back. They're going to find a way if they get a spark. And that Tyreek Hill on 2nd and 15, I thought changed the complexion of the game. Because ultimately Kansas City went on there, they scored on a drive, right? Travis Kelce had a touchdown catch. And the defense started to roll. The defense started to really roll. You couldn't see San Francisco couldn't run the football well. They put a lot of pressure on Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo missed a key, and this is when they were down, but 20-24. But Emmanuel Sanders, this is going to be the talk right here, guys. Is that Emmanuel Sanders is what he's not. He beats the guy. He beats the defender. I don't know if that was either a post or if that was just a straight up bomb route, but he beats him off the top, and Jimmy Garoppolo overthrows him by just a little bit. Imagine if Jimmy Garoppolo hits that throw and Emmanuel Sanders catches that pass and that's a touchdown, right? I mean, who knows what could have happened, but that was definitely a huge play. But overall wise, man, we just learned that Kansas City. I mean, San Francisco were the more talented team, but Kansas City were the better team because. This is just it's the fact that they played for all 4 quarters. They played for all 4 quarters. Again, San Francisco played. I thought they played harder in the 3rd quarter, but in the 4th quarter came where Kansas City needed a spark. The team found a way to pull through. By being down by 10 points or being down by 24 points, the team always finds a way to pull through. Right, I believe one of the more resilient teams we have seen in a long time to win a championship. And again, I think overall wise that goes to coaching. You know what? I got to give a round of applause to my boy Andy Reid for what he's done with the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, you're talking about one of the best coaches ever, in my opinion. All he needed was a Super Bowl ring. That's all he needed. You're talking about a coach that went to Philadelphia. 5 straight NFC Championship games. You're talking about a dude that has been to a Super Bowl. He lost it. Philadelphia lets him go for Chip Kelly. He goes to Kansas City, brings in Alex Smith, and then all of a sudden the Chiefs are damn near Super Bowl contenders almost every single year. To finally get a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, and to finally this be the year for Kansas City to get there and win the Super Bowl since the 60s is absolutely incredible. Andy Reid deserves this ring, man. He deserves this championship more than anybody else, in my opinion. This was just a long time coming for him since he's been in the league for such a long time. Damn near 2 decades of being a head coach, and he deserved it. He absolutely deserved this ring. But anyway, guys, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. Congratulations to the state of Missouri for getting your team a championship. Congratulations to Kansas City. Congratulations to Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. Shout out to Sammy Watkins, former Buffalo Bill, for again 98 yards, huge game for him. Shout out to Reggie Ragland, Roll Tide, Roll. Shout out to the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, Go Tigers. Just shout out to the entire Kansas City Chiefs organization, the general manager, their chairman and Hunt, the owner, to the ownership, to the greats that like Priest Holmes and Tony Gonzalez and just Jamal Charles. Shout out to shout out to those guys. even though those guys couldn't get a ring, they were definitely a huge part of the organization to where they are now. And oh my goodness, just congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs overall. You guys deserve this. You guys haven't had a ring since the 60s. You guys deserve this ring. To the 49er fans, this was definitely disappointing. You guys were this close to getting the Super Bowl championship ring. You guys couldn't pull through, but you guys got a very extremely young football team. You got the cornerstones of your team all over the place. You might have to get some signings like getting DeForest Buckner back, but otherwise, your foundation is pretty much solid. You could get some more receivers to try to help out Jimmy Garoppolo, but overall, your core foundation is solid. You got a great coach. You got a great coaching staff, great management with Lynch. Again, a phenomenal head coach in Shanahan. You got your quarterback for the future in Jimmy G, George Kittle, Nick Bosa. And, so San Francisco, we could be talking about these guys being back next year for the title. And, again, if they get to that title, hopefully they might get it. They might get it. But, again, you guys have nothing to hold your heads high. You should look to the ups. You should definitely look for the upside of your organization. Because, again, San Francisco, they might be back here next year and for years to come. But anyway, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, once again, congratulations to the Super Bowl 54 champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's all I got for you guys today. So anyway, guys, if you guys like the video, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It really helps out the channel, especially for more football content during the off season. And that's all I got for you guys today. It's Gen 716. I'm out. Peace. Have a good night.